of people we would like to thank is the international speakers who traveled all over the world, arrived in Canton in the last few hours or one day to share their international experience and also join the discussion. They will try to help as much as they could to share the experience they have and bring in the latest research evidence about education. So this is a very exciting gathering. In addition to the international experts, we have a lot of national experts sitting in this room. They take off their busy work, sit here for 3 days to discuss education challenges, opportunities, and the solutions, which will be based on the local solution and in light of an international best practice. So 3 days program ahead. And the objective of the conference is to start a national dialogue. That's why we have so many people gathered together, and to really look forward to the future. What can the education system of Sudan be like, and how education can support human development and bring the socio-economic development of the country. Without saying more, let's look at the agenda. This is the 3-day agenda. I hope everybody has the agenda in your hand. Also, we can look at the screen. The first day we started with a very exciting opening already, and which will be followed after my overview of the program with 2 very inspiring speeches or presentations, which includes our World Bank practice manager for the Eastern Africa region, Safa Kogali, and also the Minister of Egypt, which has gone through a lot of similar experience, and he's really an inspiring speaker in terms of education reform. He will share his experience from Egypt. Hope that will be useful for Sudan's education reform in the future. After this very inspiring speeches and presentations, we will start with the thematic sessions, which total we have 10 thematic sessions. I don't want to go through the details, but 10 thematic sessions includes all the key topics in education, including start from the early childhood education, early learning, to curriculum, student learning assessment, teachers, school leaders, institutional setup and capacity building, to technical vocational education, school building, so on and so forth. So you can see from agenda, there are 10 sessions. Each session we organize this way. We will have a moderator who will set a context of this particular theme. Then we'll also facilitate the presentation and the discussion. The presenter will be the expert in this area, who are presenters. Some of the session will be more than one presenters to highlight the international experience, and there are also similar challenges, how they address this, some challenges which could be common for Sudan. And then we concluded in the session with national experts who will relate to what we just heard, all the same common international experience, and how that could be useful for Sudan. And we'll propose some options and also maybe propose some questions to further discuss in the small group discussions. Yes, we have small group discussions. I want to highlight that. It's not just presentations and presentations. Everybody have to participate into small group discussion. We're going to have 9 groups based on the themes. You will choose the themes that you are most interested. The small group discussions will start this afternoon. So you will sign your name and one of the 9 themes. So the group of, we don't know how many yet, each of the group, let's say have 5 to 10 people, you will stay together for 3 days. Look at the priority areas. We need to find the solutions, and what kind of solutions we can really implement, and what kind of policy change needed, what kind of actions we really have to take in the short term, medium term, and the long term. So let's sit together and very actively join the 3-day discussions. So at the day 3, we all expect you to present. Each of the thematic group will select one person to present your discussion results. So you have to really think through, put the ideas, put your solutions to tell the large group. This is the results we discussed. So this is just the beginning of the national dialogue on education reform, or to how to bring transformational change to the education sector, how we are going to build a strong education sector for our country's development. So this is just the beginning. So after the conference, of course, some people, you sit together in 3 days, we'll continue discussion, and you will draw more colleagues, and you will be the champion for this theme, and it will link to other thematic areas, because education is a system after all. It's not just the curriculum itself. You have to link to the teacher training, you have to link to the learning assessment, you have to link to different levels, so everybody still have to all come together. So education is, after all, is an education system. So this is the plan. Then the whole conference by day 3 will concluded by His Excellency the Minister of Education. So hopefully we'll be successfully completed the Education International Conference 3 days after. So this is the overall picture. I'm not going to go to details because we will have a lot of chance to discuss later. In addition to this, in terms of group discussion, I'm sure that you're excited and want to do the group discussion. So we will have more information how to organize in the afternoon. Thank you so much.
بمثل قطاع التعليم في البنك الدولي، لكن سعيدة جدا إني أقدر أشارك معاكم في المؤتمر ده وأقدم لكم نتائج تقرير عملناه عن الشرق الأوسط وشمال أفريقيا السنة الماضية. أفتكر إنه نتائج التقرير ده يعني فيها حاجات كثيرة جدا ممكن نستفيد منها هنا في السودان، وإن شاء الله يعني نقدر نناقشها في الجلسات زي ما كرمت الزميلة ليانشين. معليش يعني اسمحوا لي هقدم العرض بالإنجليزي عشان هو يعني قد جهزناه بالإنجليزي، وأسهل لي إني أقعد أحاول أترجم باللغتين، فيعني بعتذر لكم في البداية. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm very delighted to be here and to share with you the results of this study we did on education in the Middle East and North Africa. We called it Expectations and Aspirations, and I think this title is even more relevant today in Sudan. There's a lot of expectations from the education sector, and a lot of aspirations among young people and their parents for us to move forward education in Sudan. It took us 3 years to do the research. We looked at the factors that are affecting education systems in the Middle East and North Africa. And what we see that around the world, in the Arab world, in African countries as well, there's been a lot of changes. There's been political shifts, social disruptions, economic challenges, but also technological advancements. And despite all these changes over decades, the education systems in most of the countries remain the same. So why? Why haven't most countries been able to make these shifts despite a lot of investments in terms of money, despite a lot of different reforms? We think at the heart of all this is 4 key tensions that are holding back education. And I know there's a lot of diversity around the world. Despite differences in economy, in geography, all countries, regardless of their diversity, have featured these 4 tensions. The first tension is between credentials and skills. المهارات والشهادات. Everybody, every parent, every student wants a credential. They want a diploma, they want a shahada. But really, whether that diploma reflects the kind of skills required or not is not relevant anymore. People don't ask whether you know how to do something. What they know is, do you have a degree? So we find a lot of doctors with PhDs going around. The second tension is between discipline and inquiry. In a lot of the cultures, especially in Arab countries and also in Sudan, discipline is very important. Actually, around the world, discipline is important. But when that discipline gets in the way of inquiry, of children trying to ask a question, we usually tell a child when he's trying to ask a question of an adult, hey, don't talk to your elders. You shouldn't be questioning your elders. But that actually stops that child from trying to learn by inquiring, by asking. We also find it very difficult for children to learn by playing, by experimenting, by failing, by doing something wrong. The third tension is between control and autonomy. There is a fear of autonomy. There is a fear of letting teachers go and find material to teach, or of students going and looking for information to understand something.